Hello, welcome to RC Video Reviews. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a 12S side-by-side pack. My next build requires a 12S 10,000 milliamp hour setup. So the way I'm going to accomplish that is by taking two 6S 5000s and putting those in series for a 12S 5000, and then I'll repeat the process for a second 12S 5000, and I'll connect those in parallel to give me 12S 10,000. Before you get started, there are a couple things you'll need. You'll need some heat shrink to fit the combined battery pack. In my case, I'm using 170 millimeter flat width heat shrink, and that'll cover both batteries. The way you get your dimension for your heat shrink is you measure your length times your height, and then you add 20%, and that'll be your flat width. The next thing you'll need are these 12S balance adapters, and I found mine on DigiKey. I'll show you the part number right here in the video so you can see it. There's the part number I ordered. Notice it's the connection HSD 13 position 2.5 millimeter. You'll need a set of those. And then in the event you need to extend your balance extension. In my case, I don't think I need to today, but if you do, here are the extensions you'll get. They're jumpers, and that's the part number from DigiKey. Okay. Next, you will need some double-sided tape or some kind of mechanism to affix the batteries together. I'm simply going to stick mine together with double-sided tape before I heat shrink them. And because I'm not going to be extending my balance lead on the battery, you could do that, but I'm not going to do that today. So in that case, if your balance lead is kind of short, probably want to get some 12S extensions. I got these at Progressive RC. And you can see the label right there. That's a 12S JST balance extension. That way you can plug this into your charger and you can run this extension all the way to your battery when you're charging it. Make your life a lot easier at the field. Next, you'll need a little bit of fish tape, and this fish tape is used basically to hide everything and protect your work. So we'll put that, before we heat shrink, we'll put that on the top of the battery like that. We'll pull it down, and that'll cover any solder joints or exposed wires that we have there. And then you'll want some Captain style tape to hold your fish paper down to your batteries. So I've got this to just tape the fish paper down to the edge of the batteries. And then finally, you'll need an additional XT90 connector, unless you want to reuse the ones off the battery. I'll be adding a spark arrest connector. That's why these have the little green section on here. These are spark arrest XT90s. Okay, let's get into it. Now, before you start cutting things and moving wires around, I highly recommend you do some dry fit testing in your model to make sure your batteries will fit the way you want. Nothing would make you more crazy than to build a side-by-side pack like this and then realize that they're a little too tall and they needed to be assembled maybe like this instead. So go out and do some dry fitting and make sure the batteries will fit the way you intend for them to lay down. I did dry fit on my model and they will stack just fine exactly like this. The next thing I'll touch on is this concept of marking your battery. Notice I have this battery marked with a negative and this one marked with a positive. And then when I flip them over, this battery is marked with a positive, this is marked with a negative. That is going to help me keep my wiring straight. And let me explain myself. I consider this my negative source and this is my positive source. So when I wire my balance lead in the 12S connector, I'm going to start with the negative side and the negative lead. All right, that'll be the first lead on the balance connector. And just to make sure you can see, this is the side that's got the ridges right here on the edge, right there and there. And on the balance lead, I'm flipping it over. So it looks like this. The ridges are now facing down on the 12S balance lead, and they're facing down on the factory balance lead. So my first negative wire will go in the first port here on the left, and then we'll add the next 6, which account for the batteries in series. And then we're going to cap this positive wire because that's not necessary. The positive will come from the main on this side. So then we'll move over to our positive battery and we'll pick up where we left off at slot number 7, and we'll carry that all the way through the 13th slot where we'll add this positive balance wire. And that'll give us our 13 positions on the balance lead. And then the next thing we need to do is look at our series connection. So we're going to have a negative on this side connected to our XT90. So that the negative battery will provide the negative main to our XT90, and the positive battery will connect the positive main to our XT90. And then all that's left to do in terms of wiring is to connect the remaining 2 main leads together, and that puts them in series. I'll be starting with my negative battery first, and notice I've taped the main leads down so they don't get in the way while I'm working on my balance lead. It's very important not to cross your wires here. So make sure before you start, you get everything lined up, double check and make sure you've got your alignment right. Remember, we're starting negative first, and that'll go into the negative slot on the 12S connector. So all you need to do is press this little tab down. You don't want to mash it too far because we need that tab in the next connector to make sure this wire stays affixed inside the balance connector. All right, once you get it out, what I like to do is take my razor blade and go underneath that flange just a little bit, just a little bit, not much. Don't break it. If you break it, you'll have to replace that piece. But just a little bit to get it to stand a little bit proud again. And then all you do is slide that in the very first slot. You want to make sure you get a very positive click. You don't want to be fighting with your balance connector on a 12S lead, I can tell you that. Okay, that feels like that's in there nice and firm. So that's the first one. And we're just going to repeat that process until we get to the red lead. I've relocated the first 6 balance leads over to my 12S connector. The next thing to do is to deal with this red line. Now, since I have no intention of taking these apart again, I'm just going to cut it off. And I will take a piece of captain's tape and tape it down on the battery so it won't flop around inside the pack. So the red lead is taped down and dealt with. The next thing we'll do is progress to the second battery. This is the positive battery, and that will fill out the remaining 7 slots. Our balance wires are now transferred to the 12S connector. So we'll flip the battery over, and it's time now to install the XT90. Now, the reason I do the XT90 first is because if I just do one wire at a time, positive and then negative, I haven't completed a circuit, and that is much safer in my opinion when you're soldering this high voltage stuff together. So I'll solder the XT90 on first, and then when I'm done, I'll complete the circuit by connecting the red and the black for the series connection. And also note, we only cut one wire at a time. Only cut the wire you need to work with, okay? Do not cut the red and black wire together. That will make you very unhappy if you do that. Do not do it. One wire at a time. Okay, that's our positive side done. Next will be the negative main. Now we've got our positive main connected to our positive side of the XT90 and our negative main connected to the negative side of the XT90. We can button that up. And the very last thing we do in terms of wiring is to make our series connection. Now the last thing to do is to solder our series connector mains together. So this is the negative from the positive battery and the positive from the negative battery. And don't forget to put your heat shrink on, because if you have to take it apart, you won't be happy with that. So I coated this junction with a lot of flux, and all I'm trying to do at this point is get my solder to wick down into those wires, into those strands. And once you think you've got that series connector soldered the best you can, make sure you tension it, because you'd rather find out you did it wrong here on the bench than while you're flying. So that feels pretty frickin' strong to me. Next, we'll bring our heat shrink over the top and seal it up. Now, before we button the assembly up, let's check our voltage to make sure we're getting what we're supposed to get. And I've got my red lead on the red main, and I've got my negative lead on the negative main, and I'm seeing a positive 45 volts, 45.69, which is storage voltage. That's good. That's what I want to see. Now we'll check the balance lead to make sure we're seeing a similar outcome. So we'll touch that red lead and the black lead, and again, 45.69. That means our polarity is correct on this battery. So that would be safe to plug into our 12S charger. Want to double check that and make sure you got it right before you plug it into an expensive charger. Now, I know on these YouTube videos, getting the wiring diagram is very challenging for some people, so I just want to go through it one more time. Remember, I've identified one battery as the negative, one as the positive, and that means I have a negative main off the negative battery and the positive main off the positive battery, and the remaining two mains just get connected together. And the last thing you have to remember in terms of your wiring is that the negative battery provides the first negative lead on the balance connector, and the positive battery provides the red or positive connection on the balance connector. All that's left to do now is finalize the assembly. So I want to connect the batteries together using some double-sided tape. I'm going to tape down my series connection, and we're going to put some fish paper over the top to hide everything, and then we'll shrink it. And as a final check, I've taken my brand new 12S pack, plugged it into my iCharger DX12. I'm powering it with a 6-cell 5000, and I'll just run a quick little charge. We're not going to do much with it, but just to give it a little charge and see how it does. I want to make sure everything operates the way we expect it to, and there we go. So we're pulling about 5, we'll pull 5 amps out of the 6L 5000, and looks like everything is charging just right. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe and smash that thumbs up button. It really does help with video placement. And don't forget to hit that notification bell if you want to see more content just like this. That's all I've got for today. Take it easy and go fly something.